What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we're about to get into this week's boxing talk. Over the past weekend, we had a very big day of boxing, and I'm going to start off with the very best fight of the night. It was the fight between James DeGale of England defending his super middleweight title against Lucian Bute in his backyard of Canada. Now, this fight was the most exciting and entertaining fight of the evening when James DeGale went into the Lion's Den in front of 15,000 fans, Canadian fans, for Lucian Bute. And this fight was an exciting fight from beginning to end. You saw a fantastic display of boxing skills from James DeGale, moving in that ring, going toe-to-toe at times, landing a very good jab, going to the body, and definitely outworking his man. Now, a lot of people have written off Lucian Bute. They criticize him. They say he was getting old. They say he was a shot fighter. This man did not show any signs of that whatsoever. He was in the fight. He was going to the body, trapping DeGale against the ropes, landing beautiful body shots, and also a very good uppercut. And he landed some hard shots, but he was just getting outworked by the busier man in the champion. James DeGale proved that he is one of the very best super middleweights out there. He defended his title for the very first time. It went down to the final bell, and the fans were cheering because everyone got their money's worth. It was a great display between both men, but it was a definite unanimous decision. The judges got it right in Canada, awarding the unanimous decision to James DeGale. After the fight, DeGale came out and said he called out the other champion, WBC champion, Badu Jack, and said he wants to fight Badu Jack next in a title unification. That is a very great fight, and I know that Al Heyman could get Eddie Hearns and also get Mayweather Promotions to make that fight happen in 2016. And I can't wait for that fight to happen because those two are very young, very good, and they both had very good exposure in their last performances, and they put on great performances, and now they could possibly meet in 2016, and that will be a great match to see who is the very best super middleweight in the world. Now, as for Lucian Bute, this man is not finished in boxing. He said he's going to continue with his career. He gave a great performance. He showed tremendous effort, but he came up short. I think a fight between him and Arthur Abraham is a perfect matchup. They're two guys that are on their way out in their career. Arthur Abraham just had a good victory against Martin Murray and is still the WBO super middleweight champion. So that's a great matchup that I would like to see happen. Now, also on that undercard in Canada, we had a very big upset. It was the #1 contender of the junior welterweight division, Amir facing defeat for the very first time. This man came out. A lot of people were hyped about this young, talented fighter that was on the rise and was supposed to get a title shot in 2016 against Victor Postal for the WBC title. And Amir went in there in the first round, was looking very good. He gave me a reminder of Tommy Hearns. The way he was holding his hands and shooting that jab and landing that beautiful, powerful right hand that dropped his opponent, and he was badly hurt. But this kid, Girandos, got off the ground, and this kid was definitely full of heart. He was determined. He was a straight warrior from Mexico, and he gave it his all. Girandos was in the fight. He came back. He weathered the storm, and it was a seesaw battle from beginning to end. I mean, the late rounds, it looked like Amir ran out of gas. I mean, this guy wasn't in the top condition that we expected him to be for a young fighter, and he definitely got hit way too much. His defense has to improve because this guy, instead of boxing with his height and his reach and using that jab and setting up his punches, because he is a very talented fighter, he neglected all of that and went to war with Girandos, and Girandos was definitely game. This guy did not give up. He was the smaller man, but he was definitely outworking Amir, and at the end, by the 8th round, Amir was a done fighter. This guy was laying on the ropes and getting hammered. Shots after shots were landing, and this kid Griandos basically was wailing away with no response coming back, and the referee jumped in and stopped the fight. Rightfully so. Amir wasn't throwing any punches. It was a good stoppage, and it was a great victory for this young man, Griandos, and I hope that he gets a good fight up next in his very next fight. And also for Amir, it's back to the drawing board because his title shot has just went right out the window. You know, he had a great opportunity. He took on a tough fight with this kid. Everyone thought that he was going to breeze right through this kid, and he came up the loser in this fight. So it's back to the drawing board, back to the gym. He has to work on that defense. He needs to perfect his defense with his skills, because just raw talent is not going to make it all the way through to the top level. You know, he has to come with more. He has to dedicate himself and get into that gym and come and fight better. Now, another big major upset that same night was in Germany, when the heavyweight champion kingpin Vladimir Klitschko was defeated by Tyson Fury. Now, this fight right here was a disappointment in action and in entertainment. This fight right here was a very pathetic heavyweight fight. There was no action whatsoever. These were two very big men. Tyson Fury used his height and reach advantage of 6'9", and he definitely used the jab and had a very good game plan with his movement. He showed a lot of movement. He kind of outboxed Klitschko. Klitschko did not do anything. It looked like he couldn't pull the trigger. You know, maybe age catched up on him. Finally, he's 39 years old, about to turn 40, and this man did not do anything whatsoever. The output and the land punch count between these two was one of the worst in boxing heavyweight championship fighting. I mean, these guys basically gave us nothing. You know, Tyson Fury did very little. He landed shots here and there with the jab, a couple of nice left hooks, but he did not go for the kill. He did not beat on the older fighter. Klitschko basically did not have any answers for Tyson Fury. It looked like mentally Tyson Fury got into this man's head, and it was a great game plan. He winded surviving 12 rounds without any real, fight from Klitschko, and he was able to defeat the king of the division. And now Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the world. United Kingdom is definitely celebrating this victory for Great Britain, and he is the unified heavyweight champion. Now, where does Klitschko go from here? I say he should retire. This man has been heavily criticized by so many people for being a weak heavyweight champion. Now, this man has to get respect. He deserves and demands respect. He has been in the boxing world for 19 years as a professional. He was an Olympic gold medal winner in the super heavyweight division, and he has a 2-time heavyweight champion reign, and he dominated for 11 years at the top of the division as the best heavyweight in the world. He beat everyone that was in front of him. He demands respect. This guy wasn't the most exciting. He was definitely one of the most boring heavyweight champions, without a question or a doubt. A lot of people criticize his competition. This is not the 1960s or the 1970s, the golden heavyweight era. No, the 1980s was considered a very weak era of heavyweight boxing. Mike Tyson was able to feed off of these heavyweights, and Larry Holmes dominated as the heavyweight champion for many years. Now, Klitschko had dominated as the heavyweight champion for 10.5 years, and he unified the WBO, the WBA, the IBO, and the IBF with the Ring Lineal Heavyweight Championship title. He deserves respect. He beat everyone in front of him. He has a record of 64 wins with 4 losses and 54 knockouts. That is a very good career record. The great Joe Louis was similar to that record with 69 victories and 3 losses with 57 KOs. And he defended his title 25 times. And in his era, they had a thing called the Bum of the Month, that he beat most of his title defenses. Now, to criticize Klitschko, you have to criticize other heavyweights from the past. Klitschko was the best of his era, and he's going down as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He is ranked number 2 for the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the history of boxing, right behind Joe Louis, and ranked number 3 with 18 title defenses, right behind my favorite heavyweight, Larry Holmes, and also the great Joe Louis. So my hats off and respect to the man, Vladimir Klitschko, for representing the Ukraine and also being one of the very best heavyweights. Not the most exciting, not the most thrilling, but the most dominant for sure. And Tyson Fury, very much respect to that man. He pulled it off. I didn't think that he will be able to do it. Many people didn't think he was able to do it, but he is definitely the heavyweight champion of the world. He is not the best heavyweight right now. Deontay Wilder is calling himself the best heavyweight in the world. That man is not the best heavyweight in the world just yet. You know, there's a lot of great heavyweight fights out there to be made. And in the future, we're going to see Deontay Wilder. We're going to see Tyson Fury. We're going to see Brian Jennings. We're going to see Luis Ortiz, the return of David Haye, and also Anthony Joshua on the rise. Now, these guys all have to fight each other to make great matchups and see who is the number 1 best heavyweight in the world. Tyson Fury beat the man, so he is the man now. Now he has to face the big fighters out there to prove that he is the best man out there. Now also, on this night of boxing, we had on NBC, Jarmall Charlo, one of the Charlo brothers, defend his junior middleweight title at 154 pounds. He faced a very weak opponent. He dominated. He got the TKO victory. It's time for this man to step up against the guys like Lara, against Austin Trout, J-Rock, and also the fight that I really want to see between Demetrius Andretti. That's a very good fight that I would like to see happen. It didn't happen last time because Andretti pulled out of the fight for promotional reasons, but it's time to make that fight now because this kid, Charlo, both Charlo brothers, need to step up and make an impact at 154 pounds against the very best. Also, we had Errol Spence Jr., who definitely put on a dominant display against another weak opponent. He showed tremendous body punching, and he was able to blow out his opponent and get the victory win. And it was a sorry excuse for a title eliminator. He needs to fight somebody better. And his next fight will be against a top contender to see who will be the mandatory challenger for Kell Brooks. And I tell you right now, if Errol Spence Jr. faces Kell Brook at this point in time, it's a very good matchup. But I'm leaning towards the champion, the IBF undefeated champion, Kell Brooks, in this fight. I think he's very strong and very good. And even though he's faced weak competition as well in his career, he's still more seasoned than Errol Spence. So we have to wait and see what happens in 2016. But I hope that this kid Spence, who is very talented, definitely steps up his level of competition. I want to thank everybody for following me on YouTube and Instagram and on Facebook. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit that red button that says subscribe. Subscribe to J. Calderon Boxing Talk. I'm J. Calderon. Stand Clear Entertainment. Thanks for your support.